Hello, hello, hello. What's up? I just read something really beautiful from this book by young Pueblo called Inward. And it's just on the back of the book. And it says, true power is living the realization that you are your own healer, hero, and leader. Whew, I love it. I love it so much. Okay, so what's up? I just hopped into some handstands, so I feel a little bit like I just got some buzz energy. But that's not my intention for this class. This class is just a little, maybe I'm going to try to keep it around 20 minutes. I always have a hard time with time because once I start moving, it just feels so good. And so I just move for way longer than, I'm like 20 minutes and then it's like an hour later. But we're going to actually try for 20 minutes and just make it feel good, something accessible and lovely to dive into. And today we're going to start on the knees. And you can lift up off of your seat, off of your bum. Connect the top of the feet into the mat, press down, and find it like a subtle drag back so that you, oh, my name's Elisha, by the way, if you don't know me. My name's Elisha, and I'm stoked to have you move with me. Connecting to your ankle. So you create a little bridge here. There's the top of the foot is pressing down and dragging back a little bit. And then the knees press forward, down and out to the side. And the hips slide back so that you create little creases in your groins. Reach your arms forward and wide. Lift your chin and begin to glide your ribs side to side. So there's this floating and flying quality that you can create in the rib space. And it should just feel like really awesome. And pressing the arms forward, broadening through the back, soft shoulders as you rise and widen into the ribs. Let your belly lengthen. Reach the arms ahead of the shoulders. Cross your wrists forward of your heart or forward of your belly and resist your wrists a little bit. So give them something dynamic to press up into each other. And then begin to continue that movement. Begin to continue. And glide your ribs side to side. Maybe stretch way up high. Maybe draw some circles, curling your chin in. I love to shut eyes and go inward as I move so that I really connect into a more intimate space of feeling and sensing of the body. And you release your arms and take some shoulder rolls. A couple times in one direction. And then switch your direction. Reach your arms forward to sweep them all the way back, connecting both sides of the skull. Hug the elbows forward, press the head into the hand, and let your neck get long and open. Slide the hips back and wide. Hold your roots down low. Rise your heart up. Stretch the belly. So the hips slide back, slide wide. The roots stay tacked down and back. And then we lift up. Stretch the ribs away from the hips. Lengthening through the central channel. Open. Rise up high. Take a big stretch. And slide your hips back, curl your chin into your chest. Find full presence and openness through the back of your heart. A little glide of your ribs side to side. Move back through center. Root your hips back. Let your belly soften forward and long. Rise all the way back up. Big stretch up. Take one more. Lengthen through the center. And then release your arms forward. Work your way into all fours, hands and knees. You want to take up some space here so the wrists land ahead of the shoulders, and there's an opportunity for your torso to be long and open, belly to be long and open. And the knees are underneath of the hips, top of the foot continue to press down and subtly drag back. Find some gliding of the ribs side to side. Let your hips slide wide, soften the belly, and then glide, widening into the ribs side to side. And when your ribs glide wide towards the right side, drop your left ear to left shoulder, curl your chin in and press down the mat, broaden into the back. Let your hips slide back. Left ribs to the left, right ear to right shoulder, curl in, press down the mat and broaden through the back of your heart. And slide back. And continue this side to side, curling in, pressing the ground away to find that full expression on the back of the heart. Okay, find some stillness in the center. And press the mat away. Let's even curl the chin into the chest. Really broaden into the back. Feel your shoulder blades expand. And slide the hips back. Let your belly soften. Lift your chin. Tuck the toes and lift all the way up into hands and feet. You can walk your feet as wide as your hips or as wide as the mat, whatever feels right. And take a bend into the knees, root your hips back wide up and high, and connect into the toes, little grippiness of the toes, resist down and back. And carry your heart forward a little bit. And press down the mat and feel your shoulder blades expand. So it's a dynamic space. Bend the knees, hips root high and wide, and then stretch your heart forward, push down the ground, broaden the back. And find some pulsing forward and back here. Holding the alignment of the spine, inflating through the rib cage, all sides wide, hips root back and high. And then shift your hips side to side, like you're knocking your knees towards the center line. Keep pressing the mat away to hold the inflation through the heart, creating this weaving and winding sensation into the belly. Move back through center. Hips root wide and high. Press down the mat. Broaden the back. Externally rotate the right hand and twist toes and knees to the left. The knees bend forward. The hips root wide. Rise, lift, and lengthen into the left side. Find your pulses here. Lift the chin out of the throat. Let the belly soften as you rise like a rainbow into the left side ribs. Take a big stretch. Reach your left arm forward and long. Lengthen through the side body. One more pulse. Root back. Big stretch. Reach to open. And then take a deep bend into the knees. Lower your right hip down to the mat. The left foot forward of the right thigh. Left fingertips to the left side of the mat. Push with your right hand. Drag left fingertips back. And then lengthen. Lift the chin like Little Mermaid energy. Rise through the center. And then push away to contract back. Curl in. And open up. Take one more curl in. And open up. Your left hand can connect to the right ribs. Keep pressing the mat away and then lift and twist the ribs just a little bit. Guiding the ribs into a spiral rotation. Gentleness here. One more. You walk your hands back, 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 close towards your hip. Shin stack, left shin on top of the right. Can tent your fingertips forward or to the knees, whatever feels right. And if this is too crunchy, you can always just loosen your stack. So taking the ankle forward of your shin. Yeah, and fingertips can come forward if you like, if you have the space in your hip, if that feels okay in the knees and the hips and all the spaces. I always like to move or sway a little bit. So whether you're up high, you can find a little motion with the ribs, little gliding, or forward little gliding. An option to stay with this soft little wave-like motion, movement, side to side. Option to walk your hands over towards the left side, slide your hands out. And then roll up and walk your hands over to the right and curl it just almost like a fold. And then walk your hands back, back, back. And play a little bit with balance. And so it's important to find some connections with your feet. And so what this is going to look like is you can use your hands, a little bit of momentum to lift your bum, to come onto the knees and the feet. Connect your fists forward, bring them to the crown of your head, the elbows snug forward and narrow. Sit back, rise high, lift, open. Balance is here. And then reach your arms forward, sit your bum back. And we'll do that twice more. Rise up, arms forward, connect them to the crown. Sit back, rise up, crown reaches upwards into the pressure of your hands. Arms forward, sit back. One last time, reach forward, connect hands to crown, root back, rise up, big stretch. And then sit your bum back down. Take your right hand out to the side just a little bit and your left hand to your left foot. Now, if you know your hamstrings are pretty tight here, you can always just take your left hand and catch behind the thigh. So that would look like this. And we're going to guide the knee towards the shoulder or hand to the foot. Guide the knee towards the shoulder and just play into some little pulses of the leg away. So like so. The hips back, the belly long, lift your chin, or like so. If you have your hand to your foot, you can give a little gas pedal action. Okay. Land your left foot to the left side of the mat. Walk your hands forward and spin your butt up, hands and feet. Take a couple of pulses forward and back, deep bends into the knees, bring your heart forward. Option to keep pulsing forward and back. Option to invite in a couple of hops. Walk the hands, the feet forward, a little closer to the hands. Super strong push of the mat away, eyes forward. Bend the knees, take a hop. It doesn't have to be high. We can just let the feet lift away from the ground. You can get it a little higher. Deep bends, eyes forward, push to lift up. You want the knees to stay at a 90-degree push to lift up. Eyes forward. Let your belly open, send your hips back. Okay. If you're just pulsing forward and back, take a little hop so that you can come into a deep squat. You can have your feet a little bit narrowed outwards with a hover in the heel. Fingertips land forward. Little tick-tock of the knees side to side. Okay. Fix your feet so that they are straight forward. Connect your hands behind your back and extend away from you. Send your butt up as you hinge forward. Keep a bend into the knees so the belly stays relatively close towards your thighs. Let yourself hang here. Soften through the shoulders, soften through the neck. And keep the paws connected. Can even be a bit of a lightness in the heel. And resist your paws down and out to the side. So the toe pads and mounds resist wide. Okay, bend your knees. Send your heart forward. Crown reaches forward. Lift all the way up. Press your hands down towards your bum, bend your knees, and then lift your heart up towards the sky, open. And then release your arms and take a little sway. Okay, so with your feet hip distance apart, connect two light fists forward of the belly and press your elbows forward to broaden through the back. Shift the weight into the left foot, hover the right heel. Dig your paw forward to send the hips back. Drag the paw back to connect into the back line of the leg. Pick up the foot, hamstring hug energy, heel towards the bums. You start to pedal. Little sticky pedal. Keep your heart lifted, rising upwards. Chin lifted, throat open. Notice the left toes. Keep them connected to the ground. On your next pedal, sweep the right foot back. Connect it into a diagonal zigzag position. Release your arms forward and wide. Bend your knees wide, slide the hips back. Arc over towards the left. The left fist connects to the inside edge of the left thigh. The right fist connects to the crown of the head and the elbow hugs narrow. Bend your knees wider, root the hips back, and then press upwards into the resistance of your hand, hips back. Lift into the side extension through the right side. One more little pulse. Release your arms back forward. A little spring. Step forward and take a sway. Wash your ribs side to side. Connect your feet. Feet hip distance apart. Shift the weight into the right foot and hover the left heel. Two fists forward, elbows press forward, lift up your chin. Dig your left paw forward to slide the hips back. Drag your paw back to connect into the back line of the leg. Pick up the foot with a hamstring hug energy, heel to the bum. A little pedal here, sticky like you're pulling through cold honey. Trying to connect into your left butt engagement. And keep your heart rising, chin lifted, throat open. And then we'll sweep the left paw, step back into a diagonal zigzag. Release your arms wide like wings. Deep bends into the knees. Arc wide towards the right side. Right fist connects to the inside edge of the right thigh. Left fist to the crown of the head. Knees wide, hips root back. Take a stretch, rise into the side, open. The crown reaches up into the pressure of the hand. Lengthen through the belly. Lengthen through the side. Gentle arcing up and over towards the right side to extend through the left line of the body. One more little stretch up, press up. Release, arms forward and wide. Take a little spring. Step forward and loosen it up. La 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 la. Okay. Actually, let's step wide, step wide. So wide stance, bend your knees forward, root the hips back, connect your hands to the tops of the thighs and take just a couple of shoulder dips. And then bend the knees deeper, root the hips wider, hands down to the mat, step back into hands and feet. And take a couple of pulses, hips root high and heart pulls forward. Resist the pause down and out to the side. Hips root wide and high. Press down the mat and broaden through the back. Okay. Find some stillness. Externally rotate the left hand, toes and knees twist to the right. Bend the knees forward. Slide the hips back and wide. Rise, lift, and lengthen into the right side. Knees forward, hips back. Big stretch, rise up into the right side like a rainbow. Opening into this beautiful arcing shape. Lift the chin, feel your whole central channel open. And take a big stretch, reach your right arm forward and long. The hips root back and wide, big stretch, press open. And then deep bend into the knees. Lower your left hip down to the mat. The right foot connects forward of the left thigh. Right fingertips to the right side of the mat. And we're going to work into some like push-pull, opening and closing. So the left hand pushes away and the right fingertips drag back and you kind of curl in, a little bit like flossing in the back. And then open it back up. Find your little mermaid energy. Lift onto the rock. Press. It's like the push with the left hand, drag right fingertips back. And lift it back up. And we'll bring the right hand to the left ribs, like a little half hug here. And you're going to lift and twist the ribs. So it's almost like you're guiding the heart to spin a little bit upwards towards the sky, just gentle. And you can feel the ribs isolate as the hips are rooting back into this twist. Walk your hands back, and take a little shin stack. So the right shin is on top of the left. And again, if it's too crunchy for the knees or the hips with the shins stacked on top of each other, you can unlink the ankle from on top of the knee and just chill it out a little bit. Otherwise, we stack the shins, and you can hang out here with the hands to the knees, or you can creep yourself forward. A little bit of moving is always nice. And keep your breath alive. Breathe. And if it felt nice before, you're welcome to walk your hands over towards the left and take a little, almost like a side fold stretch. It kind of feels pretty awesome on the right side line of the body. And walk your hands back. And take it the other way. Arms out towards the right side. You can always just sort of be having that little conversation with your body, because as we move from side to side, some are more open, tighter than others. We try to balance. And then come back. Okay, we'll play with those little balance things. So it's important to connect into the feet and the ankle into the thigh. So creating little resistances and putting the top of the foot onto the ground, and then using the top of the foot, press down and drag back to create some integrity and some connection to the ground when you're in this balancing place. So what that looks like is arms can sort of just like sweep us forward off of the bum. And then arms up to connect to the crown of the head, the elbows snug forward and narrow. And you can see with my foot here, it's like it digs in and drags back to create a strong connection in the ankle. And the ankle is resisting into the thigh. And the same thing is happening on the back side too. You slide back and then lift up. And then sit back. And do it again. Root back. Rise up. Sit back. And last time. Root back. Lift it up. And then sit back. Okay, we'll move into that little right leg extension. So you can take your right hand behind your right thigh if you know your hamstrings are really tight, or right hand to the right foot. And either way, we'll guide the knee towards the shoulder a little bit. Left fingertips can just be towards the left. And start to find little pulse extensions. Thinking about keeping an anterior tilt in the pelvis, the belly long, open, and rooting the femur back into the hip socket as you energetically kick the heel away. So whether you have like that going on or this, you want to keep a micro bend in the knee. And yeah, think about tacking your femur back into the hip socket as you gas pedal the heel and the paw away. Yeah. Okay. Release. Take your foot towards the right side. Pick up your bum, twist up, hands and feet. We'll take a couple of little swishes of the knees. Rinse out. Wind into the belly. Wind into the sides. Okay. Take a deep bend into the knees. Send your belly to the thighs. Root your butt way wide up and high so you find so much length and height, and then ripple forward. Curling the chin into the chest, rounding forward, press down the mat. And then deep bends into the knees, belly to the thighs. Root your hips wide up and high, and then take a ripple forward, curling in. Finding the articulation, the wave of each little piece of your spine, deep bends into the knees. Belly to the thighs, and then root your butt wide up and high, and then ripple it forward. Okay. Externally rotate your right hand, toes and knees twist to the left. Knees bend forward, hips root wide. Rise, lift and lengthen into the left side. Like a rainbow, lift the chin, open the throat. Find a couple of last pulses here. Maybe a big stretch. Reach your left arm long, open. Back through center. Pedal your heels. Externally rotate left hand, toes and knees twist right. Knees forward, hips root wide. Rise, lift and lengthen into the right side. Lift your chin, open your throat. You find your rainbow big, rise up. Lifting the space underneath of the right armpit, hips back, soften the belly. Maybe a big stretch, reach long. Finding that full, beautiful extension through the whole right side, big stretch. Hey, bend into the knees nice and deep. Lower your left hip down to the mat. The right arm can extend to the top. The left arm can extend to the top right corner of the mat so that you can just roll onto your side and shift back to the center of your mat. Catch your knees, cup them. Let the knees pull heavy and just take a couple of little rocks side to side. Lift the chin out of the throat and take some grounding breaths here. Little back massage as you rock side to side. Take your knees into the air and reach your arms up into the sky. Lift the chin out of the throat. We'll take an active twist, knees halfway to the right, arms halfway to the left, and then stretch long so that you light up your whole body into its tension and tone. Feel your belly stretch, arms reaching strong, heels kicking energetically away. And bring it back through center, knees to the left, arms to the right, big stretch. Reach through the center. Open through your whole central channel. Lengthen. Back center, knees to the right, arms to the left. Take a stretch. Press, reach to lengthen through your whole body. Light it up. Lengthen, open. Feel it's like the fascia of your body lights up into tension and tone, integrity. And back center, knees left, arms right, stretch long, reaching like you're trying to kick something you can't quite catch. Lift the chin, floating quality, stretching so long. Back through center, catch your hands to your knees, little rock side to side. Option for a happy baby. You can catch your feet. The knees can guide themselves. You can guide. They don't guide themselves. Well, maybe they do. You can guide your knees down towards your shoulders. And maybe a little ninja chop rock side to side. Maybe two legs extend to a side. You can windmill them over to the other way. Plant your feet to the ground. Lift up your bum and just place it back down. And leave your hands on your belly and wash your knees side to side. And the next time the knees land towards the right, leave them there and link your right ankle on top of the left thigh. Land here. You can energetically resist your left knee forward into your ankle, ankle back into your knee, and notice your hips root back and your belly open. Lift up the chin out of the throat. It has a tendency to sneak in. Lift it open. If you have space and you want to move into your quad, you're welcome to take your left hand to your left foot and just guide it so that the top of the foot lands to the mat and the heel is beside your bum. Just sort of deepen into a little bit of a quad stretch here. And if this hurts your knee or your hip or anywhere, just, chill it out. And we'll unlink the ankle and release the heel from beside the foot. Wash your knees side to side. The next time your knees land towards the left, let them land there. And the left ankle can cross up on top of the right thigh or the right knee. And you can chill here. There can be a little bit of a conversation going on with the thigh pressing into the ankle and the ankle resisting back into the thigh. And this can also be like a resisting of the hips back and a lengthening of the belly. And if you want to spice it up a little more to catch into your right quad, you're welcome to guide your foot up to beside your bum so that the top of the foot lands and the heel sort of snuggles in. And if this feels like, again, crunchy in your hip or in your knee, then just chill it out. Just be with where your body's at today. Unlink your ankle and release your heel from beside your bum. And just plant your feet sort of close behind your sits bones and start to take some sacrum taps, little tap, 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 tap. And this is cool because it sends a whole vibration through your entire body. And it also taps you into your parasympathetic nervous system. I think this vibration is excellent for you. You can release some noise if you want, if you have space, if freedom to do that. There's some buzzing. And then just stop and feel for a second. Notice the beautiful vibration of your body. And extend your legs long. And take your hands to your bum and widen your cheeks. And give yourself a hug. Lift the shoulders to spread them. And place them back down with more space and openness. Arms out to the side. Palms up or down, you can decide. Lift your chin out of your throat. Take a deep, full breath in. Exhale, let go. and rest in the beautiful vibration that you've just created. And let yourself really land heavy and light at the same time. And playing that little dance between grounded, rooted, and floating and flying. Meow, meow, meow. I don't know how long that was, but I hope it was not an hour. I love you guys. We have a really cool event that is happening on Daily Ritual starting next week on Monday. This is called Design to Feel, and I'm so excited about it because I have recently discovered that the purpose of life is to feel. So I believe that movement is the pathway to feeling more, to becoming more connected, to tapping into deeper presence and awareness and embodiment, truly. So I'm so thrilled to be bringing this forward with the beautiful teachers and myself at Daily Ritual live. If you'd like to join, I will link this eventually into the comment section or just like into the description, just somewhere underneath this video. It should be eventually. And yeah, you could also find information on dailyritual.live. I love you. Have a beautiful day and let me know how that all felt in your body. Okay? Peace out. Check you soon. Bye. Oh, I'll leave you with this one thing that I started this whole class with. True power is living the realization that you are your own healer, hero, and leader. That's by Young Pueblo. So dope. Peace out, guys. Love you.